There was once a boy who dreamed of doing something great. Not today, not tomorrow, but someday. He would build something big, change the world, make his name mean something. But no matter how big the dream felt in his heart, his body wouldn't move. Every time he sat to begin, something inside froze. One day, frustrated with himself, he whispered to his father, "Maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe I'm not made for big things." His father didn't scold him. He simply placed a hand on the boy's shoulder and said, "There's someone I want you to meet." And the next morning, the boy set off to find a quiet monk who lived beyond the hills. The boy walked for hours, past narrow paths, tall grass, and fields that whispered stories of their own. By noon, he reached a quiet temple perched on the edge of a hill, simple, still, untouched by time. An old monk sat outside, sweeping dry leaves into a pile, one slow stroke at a time. He looked up as the boy approached. His eyes didn't ask questions. His smile didn't expect answers. The boy hesitated, then spoke. "I want to do something big in life, but I can't even start. I try and nothing happens." The monk nodded gently. Not in agreement, but in understanding. Then he said softly, "Before we speak of big thing, let's make a fire." And without another word, he walked toward the woodshed. The monk returned with 2 thick logs cradled in his arms. He placed them carefully in the center of a cold fire pit. The boy watched as the monk struck a match. A flicker, a flame. But when he held it to the logs, nothing happened. The fire died before it even began. The monk tried again, and again. Each time, the match flared and faded. The wood was too thick, too damp, too still. The boy tilted his head. "Why don't you use something smaller?" he asked. The monk said nothing. Instead, he walked to a corner and picked up a handful of dry twigs, some crumpled leaves, and a few thin branches. He built them up gently at the base of the logs. Another match. This time, the fire caught, softly, like a whisper. The twigs crackled. The leaves curled. And slowly, the big logs began to burn. The boy stared, unsure whether he'd just seen a lesson or just a fire. The boy sat beside the monk, eyes fixed on the now steady flame. After a long silence, he finally asked, "Why did the big logs never light on their own?" The monk looked at him, calm as still water. "Because they were never meant to. Great things don't begin with greatness. They begin with the small, the simple, the easy to overlook." He reached down and tossed in one more twig. The fire welcomed it like an old friend. "Big logs are your dreams," the monk continued. "But dreams can't burn on their own. They need kindling, tiny actions. Daily effort. A little discomfort. A bit of movement. Again and again." The boy lowered his eyes. "But I always feel like I'm waiting for the right moment. Like I need motivation first." The monk smiled. "Motivation is not the match. Action is. And even the smallest spark can start the fire." The boy looked back at the flame. He didn't say a word. But something in him, quietly, had shifted. The boy sat still, staring into the fire, not lost, but listening. For the first time, the weight on his chest didn't feel like laziness. It felt like waiting for a match he hadn't struck. He turned to the monk and asked softly, "So, what do I do now?" The monk stood, brushed ash from his hands, and looked toward the setting sun. "You don't need to move mountains today. Just light your spark." He pointed toward the broom leaning against the temple wall. "Sweep the path. Sharpen your pencil. Fold your blanket. Begin with what is within reach. Let that be enough." The boy nodded. No more questions. No more sighs. He picked up the broom. Slowly, then with purpose. And as the monk returned to his seat, he whispered, more to the wind than to the boy, "The world is full of brilliant minds, still waiting to strike their first match." And as the boy walked home that evening, his grandfather's words echoed in his heart. It's not just about moving fast. It's about moving with purpose. He didn't have all the answers yet, but something had shifted. He understood now. Ambition without action is like a lamp without a flame. The desire to shine means nothing if you're not willing to light the spark. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt ambitious, but held back by laziness or fear? What helped you move forward? Or what do you think will? Tell us in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. If this story meant something to you, hit the like button. Share it with someone who might need this today. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking stories. Before we go, remember this. Every step, no matter how small, is better than standing still. Don't wait for motivation. Start small. Fold your ambitions into your daily actions. Because the path to your goals doesn't come from grand plans, comes from the tiny steps you take today.